Despite its small budget, the original Amanda the Adventurer managed to capture a great deal of attention within the indie gaming horror scene. Much like series such as Five Nights at Freddy's and Poppy Playtime, Amanda the Adventurer benefited from popular influencers and content creators streaming and posting lore surrounding the game. This drew the attention of younger audiences and led to it becoming somewhat of a viral sensation. While the onslaught of media coverage certainly played a role in Amanda's success, developer Mangled Maw deserves much of the credit too, creating a horror puzzle adventure game that is viewed through the lens of an early 2000s children's show is equal parts bold and brilliant. Naturally, with the original game being a massive hit, a sequel was an inevitability. It is also the topic of today's video, as we bring you our full review of Amanda the Adventurer 2. But is Amanda the Adventurer 2 the next horror sensation? Or is it a degraded VHS? Let's find out in our full review.
Bandits hide all kinds of things in the woods. It's fun to go look for treasure.
But you should probably tell someone where you'll...
Never tell anyone where you're going. They might get to the treasure before you do. There's a legend that there is a...
Real quick, be kind and rewind. Head over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames to gain Discord access, early shows, shoutouts at the end of every video, and more. Best of all, you'll be supporting indie visibility. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. Amanda the Adventurer 2 follows the same basic formula of its predecessor, but ups the ante in almost every regard. Your goal is to solve a variety of fiendishly difficult puzzles, often through clues contained in VHS tapes. These tapes feature episodes of the kids' show Amanda the Adventurer, where Amanda is accompanied by her partner, Wooly the Sheep. In this show, Amanda and Wooly will teach children important life lessons. If you grew up watching Barney the Purple Dinosaur like I did, you'll have a good idea of what to expect. I love you, you love me, okay, you get the point. There's a twist here, however, as Amanda has a dark side that will slowly be revealed the more you progress through the game. Or will it? The game takes place from the first-person perspective inside of a spooky, empty library. You'll explore your environment for clues which help to unlock new tapes, and then use those tapes to solve puzzles and progress forward. When viewing one of the VHS tapes, the game takes more of a point-and-click approach where players can interact with certain sections of the video. For example, you may need to click a nasty possum to scare it away from eating Amanda's bacon, or you may even need to pause the video at certain moments in order to correctly solve a puzzle within your 3D environment. The many ways in which Amanda the Adventurer 2 blends its VHS puzzles into the environment are downright impressive. These puzzles are tough too, meaning younger players may struggle without the help of a walkthrough. I know I banged my head against the wall for upwards to an hour depending on the puzzle, carefully rewinding and pausing tapes to see which small detail I might be missing.
Hey, wait! You can help me!
The end result always felt worth it, but patience is a massive prerequisite to getting the most out of this experience. Players who dislike puzzles or don't have a good attention for detail may become easily frustrated and should look elsewhere. Fans of the original story will love the expanded lore presented in this sequel. We once again control Riley Park as she discovers more about Amanda, Wooly, and the history of the show. Having gathered information from her previous adventures, she heads to Kensdale Library, where she's greeted by a mysterious masked figure who's somehow connected to Riley's aunt. Without giving away too much, Amanda senses you're on her trail, leading you down yet another rabbit hole of puzzles and VHS tapes. It's a delightfully entertaining story that features no shortage of mindfuckery, punctuated by new characters that make for welcome additions to the narrative. While a library may not sound as terrifying as an attic, the developers do a great job of creating an unsettling atmosphere within a structure that we don't always associate with horror. Lights will flicker, large crashes will sound off in the background, and your environment will constantly play tricks on you. I was skeptical of the library setting, as many of you may be, but ultimately found that Mangled Maw were able to create a constant feeling of tension and dread within this setting. Amanda the Adventurer 2 isn't just about jump scares either, though it has its share. It's about atmosphere too. Amanda's VHS tapes feel more interactive than ever before. She'll yell at you to hand her an item, scold you for bringing up certain memories, and manipulate the environment in different ways. Secret tapes return as well, which delve into the creation of the show, Amanda the Adventurer. Players will have a blast discovering the game's many secrets, and it controls just fine too. As long as you're accustomed to mouse and keyboard, that's the best way to experience this game. The visual presentation of Amanda the Adventurer 2 is good overall. The 3D environments are nothing to write home about, but feature some nice lighting and excellent sound design. The real star of the show would be the VHS tapes, which look accurate to if you yourself were to toss one into a VCR. There's tracking issues and plenty of skipping in these videos, and they are wonderfully acted thanks to outstanding voice performances, especially from Amanda. Overall, if you enjoyed the presentation of the first game, you'll be equally satisfied with the sequel, if not more so. Performance was good too, with no major frame drops or crashes to report. The only thing that I could call a bug is maybe the lack of controller support. There is no native controller support, or at least there wasn't at the time of this review. I'm sure that will be added. Overall, between the creepy, subtle use of sounds, the great VHS tapes, and the nice lighting across the environment, I thought this game presented itself very well. While the original Amanda the Adventurer was a fun and innovative indie horror title, the sequel delivers an even better experience in my opinion. The puzzles are very tough and require great attention, but finding the solutions is always so satisfying. Still, the intricacy of many of these puzzles means younger audiences may be more likely to enjoy watching someone play through the game, as opposed to figuring out the solutions for themselves. I was certainly stumped at times, but I always found a way to persevere, even if it meant getting one of the bad endings, of which there are quite a few. While playing the original game is pretty much a prerequisite to enjoying this sequel, Amanda the Adventurer 2 delivers unforgettable moments and some of the best puzzle design of the year. Here at I Dream of Indie Games, we believe that games are so much more than a number, which is why we have our 3 Genie Lamp tier system. A bronze lamp represents a good game with quite a few issues, a silver lamp is a great game with just a few nagging issues, and there's the elusive golden Genie Lamp of approval for those essential indie releases. We also have the rusty lamp for games that have just a faint glimmer of hope but are pretty mediocre, and then there's the dreaded Indie Krampus for the indie releases you're just gonna want to pass on. With all of that said, I'm going to award Amanda the Adventurer 2 the Silver Genie Lamp of approval.
I wish I could still visit her.